gone over to the co-op across the road, and I was there trying to make the self-checkout things work and pressing the button and couldn't scan my co-op card, and my phone was ringing. Like, oh, I saw it was my agent, and I was like, oh my God, stood there shaking, and he told me, I was like, is this actually, it's happening? It's mine, it's my role. I'm just checking.
Michael Vinsen, hello and welcome to
Hello.
Theatre Therapy Thursdays at West End Best Friend. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, darling. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. For those of our subscribers who don't know who Michael Vinsen is, who is Michael Vinsen?
Michael Vinsen is from Ashted in Surrey, but then grew up from the age of 4, 5 in Essex and went to school in Ipswich. Growing up, I think I did a lot of choir things, decided I wanted to be in musical theatre after a school trip to see Cats. Then I went to an open audition for the UK tour of Oliver when I was 10, and I did that over the summer when I was 10, and then went to high school. Then high school happened. No one likes high school. Various school productions during that period. I played Oliver in year 7, and then in year 9 I played Danny in Greece with one of the upper sixth form girls playing Sandy with year 9 me. And then moved back to Surrey when I was 15 and started training professionally at Lane Theatre Arts in Epsom.
What's his career story?
And I graduated when I was 18, and I went over to Germany to rehearse the original Swiss cast of We Will Rock You, and then we moved over to Zurich, and I did that for 9 months. Then I left Zurich, came back to London and made my West End debut in Hairspray, and then I went into Greece where I played Eugene. Of course I played Eugene. Then I went on tour with Legally Blonde. Then I got diagnosed with testicular cancer. I had a year and a bit out. That happened, that was a thing.
You smashed it and you came back.
Did that, came back. Then I went into the Book of Mormon for a year. Then I did the original London cast of Kinky Boots for 2 years. Then I went into Follies at the National Theatre. Then I did Title of Show, Above the Stag. And now I am sat around waiting to get back into rehearsals for Hairspray.
So what was that like for you to go back to Hairspray, to make your West End debut in such an iconic show and to be able to now revisit it again?
Like going home. Hairspray was obviously my West End debut. I did it for 2 years and I made friends for life on that show, and it was the most amazing experience. There's nothing but joy when you're part of that company. Yeah, I did it for 2 years. I played Brad in The Nicest Kids, and I was the understudy for Corny Collins, which I will be playing in the revival, and I was the understudy for Link Larkin as well. And obviously, being in the original cast, I got to experience all the bonuses that came with that. Doing the Children in Need, doing the Royal Variety Show, the Olivier Awards. Yeah, going back into the audition process for this one, when they announced it again that it was happening and it was, the original production was coming back again and Michael was doing it again, I rang my agent and I was like, hi, I'm right for this. I know I'm right for this because I've already lived this world. I know it. Yeah. Please get me in the room. I did first round of that, sang Nicest Kids, did one of the 3 scenes that they've sent me. Then they rang the next day and said, we're going to put him straight through to the finals, which was lovely. And then I had to wait about 6 weeks, I think, before my final audition to walk in the room and be like, I know this material. It's the first time I've gone in there going, I know this inside out and backwards. And I wasn't nervous about the material. I was nervous more about doing what I thought they wanted me to do with it, knowing the show. I didn't want to screw it up in front of them. But it went well, and then I got offered the role 2 days later, and when my agent rang me, I think he rang me on a Friday afternoon, and I'd kind of told myself I'm not going to hear until next week, and I kind of told myself that's it, I have to put it to the back of my mind as best I can and just get through the weekend. I'd gone over to the co-op across the road, and I was there trying to make the self-checkout things work and pressing the button and couldn't scan my co-op card, and my phone was ringing. Like, oh, I saw it was my agent, and I was like, oh my God, stood there shaking, and he told me, I was like, is this actually it's happening? It's mine, it's my role. Just checking. I'm not. They don't want me to understudy it, do they? They want me to play the role. He's like, this is quite a big thing for you, isn't it, Michael? I was like, yeah.
Crying into the self-service.
Literally crying into the self-checkout of the co-op, trying to get my burger buns and my prosecco.
Obviously, we're in this lockdown period, and Hairspray was supposed to be happening like now-ish, and it's been delayed till November. What have you been doing with this time? Like, as an artist, how have you found living in lockdown? How have you survived almost?
Nothing really performing. I'm a homebod. I'm quite an introvert in my everyday life. Yeah, I haven't really done much performing. I teach a lot, so I did some choreography for some students of mine to keep them going through lockdown. I've done a couple of recording myself singing some videos for some people that have asked me to do some things. Other than that, I've been sewing. I've been doing quizzes. I've got a paint by numbers thing at the moment. I'm trying to keep myself fit and active. Started doing workouts. My husband's really into his fitness and goes to the gym all the time, and I am the laziest person on the planet. I just I just don't have the get up and go. But I forced myself to do it because I said, right, if this is going to be a downtime, and then as soon as we come out of this, which at the moment is the idea that I'm going to be straight back into rehearsals for Hairspray, I know how full on that will be. So I need to keep my fitness up. So I started doing workouts every day, and I'm actually enjoying it. Shh, don't tell anyone. I tend to do a workout every day of the week, Monday through Friday, and then take the weekends off. And a week or two ago, I got to like Saturday, Sunday, and I was like, I'm really, really like moody and tetchy and snappy, and what's wrong with me? And I was like, oh my God, I miss doing my workout. Who am I? Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on, especially when we first went into lockdown, there was a lot of pressure on performers from other performers to be doing things. This is your time to better yourselves. This is your time to really hone your craft. This is your time to do this, do that. Do singing lessons, do dance classes, do this, do that. Do a workout at 9 o'clock every morning. No, I'm sitting in my bed at 9 o'clock with a cup of tea, if I'm even awake. Let's be honest, if I'm up at 9 o'clock in the morning and I do a workout, and then I do a dance class, and then I do a singing class, and then I do this, and then I do that, I'm going to get to like midday and go, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? And I just felt like there was a lot of pressure, and if there's one thing I hate, it's being told what I should be doing with my time. So I will do me and you do you. I don't have a problem with anyone creating things, and you know, sometimes I look at things that people have put out there and I go, oh, I wish I'd done something like that, or I wish I'd been asked to do something like that. And it's always nice to be, you know, included in things, but just because you are not putting the stuff out there doesn't mean anything. And just because you're not the first person that someone rings and says, will you do this, doesn't mean anything. And I think I have to keep telling myself that a lot at the beginning of lockdown. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, and if you're doing that, great, good for you. I mean, I hadn't been doing that, and then I missed singing. I got halfway through lockdown, I just missed singing, so I recorded myself singing a little song and I put it on. I'm so not the kind of person that like puts myself out there. I'm not a very big self-promoter kind of person, and I literally did it, and I told myself I was going to do it, and then I kind of shied away from doing it, and then Darren said to me, oh, just do it, you never do that, just do it. And I posted the video online, and I literally screamed and threw my phone on the floor and ran outside. Didn't look at my phone for like 2 hours.
Michael Vinsen, I want to move into a section that I like to call How to Succeed in Quizness Without Really Trying.
Don't do this to me, Duncan, I don't like it.
I have 3 questions, all based on your CV. So we have a Grease question, we have a Bear question, and we obviously have a Hairspray question. First up, Grease. In the original stage show, what was the original name of the T-Birds?
Oh my God, I feel like I know this.
It's the one that you do in high school. If you've done Grease in high school, everyone knows it.
Yeah, but that's the one I did in high school. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't the Greasers, was it?
No, almost. Think about the place they always go to, food.
Something to do with food, like burgers.
It's
something to do with burgers. Is it like the Burger Boys or something like that?
Very close. It's the Burger Palace Boys.
I get half a point. I missed one word.
You can have half a point. I'll give you half a point for that one. Number 2. What 90s TV show did the original Ivy from Bear appear in?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes! Boom. Smashed it.
Jenna Lee Green, she's amazing.
Number 3. Hairspray got nominated for, at the time, a record-breaking 11 Oliviers. But how many did it actually win?
7?
4.
4?
Yeah, only won 4.
Michael, Tracy, Leanne, and Best Musical.
Yes, not too bad. Well done. I'm proud of you.
1.5 points. I'm the worst at that. I've got the least right, haven't I?
I mean, yes, but it's all about the taking part that counts. It's the theatre therapy album's time. Theatre is therapy, theatre is music for the soul. Michael Vinsen, if I were to put you on a desert island and I was going away in my little boat, bye Michael, just because I've just had enough for the day. I'm just like, babe, just sit on this island for a bit. I really need a minute. I throw you one musical theatre album to listen to for the whole time. You can only have one. What would you pick and why?
Hairspray. Not because I'm trying to promote the show. Hairspray is what I call a perfect musical. It shows that I think I wouldn't change anything about it. I think Hairspray gives me everything that I need. It gives me an uplifting story. It gives me fun songs to sing along to with witty lyrics. It gives me big, powerful power ballad moments with I Know Where I've Been and things at the end. And then you get You Can't Stop the Beat, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the greatest finale in musical theatre history.
Probably this is a toughie. This is, well, as you know, yeah, I love a hard question. To you, what would you say is the ultimate musical theatre song? Vocally, what it represents, what it does. What is your numero uno?
This is really horrible, and you're a horrible person for asking the question. Bit obscure, but because it gives me all the feels and it gives me all the big dramatic musical theatre moments and all of the lovely harmonies crossing and things, and because I love a fairy tale, and so you play me any song that starts with Once Upon a Time and I am in. I Wish I May from The Witches of Eastwick.
Oof, great choice. So for the besties that don't know, here's a section from the original West End cast recording of Witches of Eastwick, I Wish I May. That one, which is an absolute banger. It's a great show. It's a great show, and I don't think it doesn't ever get done enough. Not nearly enough.
I remember seeing it at Drury Lane. I remember it was in a summer that my sisters had both gone on like a school trippy sort of thing to Italy. They'd both gone to Italy together, and so it was just me and my parents at home and for like 4 or 5 weeks over the summer, and they were like, well, what can we do with Michael? And I kept badgering them to take me to see The Witches of Eastwick, because I'd seen this, I think it was like a half-hour documentary on telly about how they made it and all the rehearsal process and everything, and showed them flying. And I was just like, oh my God, I have to see this. I have to see this show. And we were in the front row of the dress circle, and I remember the moment they flew in I Wish I Made, and then they started belting this massive thing with the 3-part harmony hanging in the middle of the air at Drury Lane. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Final question in the theatre therapy section. What album or albums, plural, have been your go-to during lockdown? What's gotten you through this time?
The Prom. As I said, I was doing some stuff for my teaching and my students.
Okay.
This whole lockdown situation has been so difficult. We started doing some like pre-recorded videos for them and things, and I was looking for something to do, and I was looking for something uplifting and fun but still musical theatre, and I was just like, oh my God, I should look back at The Prom, because I haven't listened to it for like a few months. I just started listening to it all over again, and I just adore it. It's pure joy, it's pure staginess, it's funny, it's clever.
I will say this to the day that I die, that I think that is a musical, that I think that's one of my Hairsprays. That's a perfect musical. And it's also a musical that genuinely will and has changed people's lives.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because people will see that show with a more closed mind, come out of it, and will be completely changed.
And I listened to that at the beginning of lockdown. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks into lockdown, and I started listening to it again. I haven't stopped. It's just like, I feel like a bit of staginess today. What shall I listen to? The Prom.
It's so good. Team The Prom, download it, listen to it. It's incredible modern
awesome.
Questions. So some of our subscribers and followers have got in touch with some questions for you, Michael Vinsen. From Jenny in Birmingham. If you had to play one role that you've played until the end of time, who would it be?
Peter and Bear.
Nice choice. Why?
Because I like the honesty. I love the music. I love the show. I loved singing that score. It was full on. It's 2.5 hours through song, and I didn't leave the stage really. And you know, people would say, "Oh, it's very depressing. It's very depressing," but it was like therapy for me.
Jack from London wants to know, who's your favourite musical theatre performer and why?
Sutton Foster. I've seen Sutton Foster a few times, and it's not that it's a masterclass. You know, when you see people and you're like, oh my god, it's a masterclass. So when I saw Audra McDonald do Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, I was like, it's a masterclass. But with Sutton Foster, it just happens. It just pours out of her. She's hilarious. She can be a princess. She can be ballsy. She can dance like a dream. Like, she holds her own in a massive dance number, and you just watch her.
Tom from Edinburgh. Oh, hi, Tom from Edinburgh. What song do you love singing the most?
Like musical theatre song.
Any song. There's no specification from Tom from Edinburgh.
I mean, it changes a lot. You should all come and see my my car concerts. I give great concerts in my car when I drive to Ipswich on Sunday mornings. I set up little playlists during the week, and then I put them on in the car, and I sing the whole thing as I'm driving to and from Ipswich. Random one. Rainy Days and Mondays by the Carpenters.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Karen Carpenter's book is just pure, and it's gorgeous. Rainy Days and Mondays is just a lovely melody, and I've never sung it in public before. It's one I will do at some point.
Yeah.
But it's a special one to me. So yes, Rainy Days and Mondays.
Your final question from Duncan in Manchester. Yes, this is a question from me. Which empty performers, plural, dead or alive, would you invite to your dinner party?
How many?
5.
5. Right.
5.
Okay. Sutton Foster. Laura Benanti, because she's just hilarious and very... I'm trying to think of people that I feel like I could have a good conversation with, not just be like, I'm just going to fangirl over you for the entire dinner party. Laura Benanti, Sutton Foster, Debbie Reynolds, Audra McDonald, Joel Grey.
Oh, really nice shout. That's a good strong set of people.
I got the audiobook of Joel Grey's autobiography, and I sat and listened to it in my car, and he's just amazing. Like, the stuff he's been through in his life and the stories he could tell. I mean, I literally just listed like stereotypical gay musical theatre. Audra McDonald, Sutton Foster, Laura Benanti, Debbie Reynolds, and Joel Grey.
But all great choices. Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael Vinsen. You dream.
I'm waffling a lot. I do tend to ramble rubbish.
No, we love it. The besties will love it. Thank you so much for doing theatre therapy those days here at West End Best Friend. Be safe, be happy, be healthy.